Hello Rough Cuts, Adam Stanchek here. This week I'm going to review the movie Do the Right Thing. I think that this is a movie that everybody should see. They call it a comedy drama. There are some moments that I guess you could see as funny, but it to me is just a really important film. And it's about one really hot day in New York City. Yeah, it's about a really hot day in New York City. It's about a day that's so hot that everybody kind of turns on each other. I think the main theme of the movie is summarized by Radio Raheem, which is just love versus hate. I think the obvious thing to say about this movie would be that it's a movie about racial tensions, but I'm trying to describe it without using those terms because I think it's more about human tensions. I mean, yeah, there's a huge racial theme to it. I think that this movie is a fantastic look on how we can hate each other even though everybody is pretty much the same. There's so much racism in this movie. The racism is coming from every group hates every other group, even though every group is really just the same. Everybody is a part of the same community, yet they have their own hatred. And it's kind of like there's a duality, because there's definitely characters who represent peace and love, and then there's characters who represent hate. But there's so many characters who possess both of it. The main character is played by Spike Lee. His name is Mookie, and he works at a pizzeria. The pizzeria is run by Sal and his two sons. Now his older son seems to have a lot of hatred and racism in him. The younger son, who's kind of a pushover to the older son, just seems to be more representing of love. So even in those two brothers, it's a representation of love and hate. Sal has both characteristics in himself, so it's the duality in love and hate right there. And, you know, I think that both of the sons represent Sal himself. And the community itself, which is mostly black, has elements of both too. The character Bugging Out, it's kind of a catalyst of some of the main events of this movie. But it's weird because the movie follows a bunch of different characters and kind of shows all their stories and shows how a bunch of series of events kind of tip off what actually ends up happening. It seems like the tension between these groups, and it's not just groups of like blacks and whites, there's Korean people in it, and there's tensions between the Koreans, and there's Hispanic. It seems that everybody, there's a lot of characters who have a lot of hate for other groups, but it seems like at any moment there could be a turning point where something gets out of hand. I think the movie is perfectly constructed. I think that it touches themes that are kind of easy to avoid, but I think that the thesis statement of it is the titular line, "Do the right thing," which is actually given by a character called the mayor, who is like the community drunk, but also like kind of a community figurehead of I think just like they're black. I don't even think that this community is supposed to take place of more than just like one city block. Also, the course of the movie takes place in one day. I think, like I said in the beginning of this review, I think this is a movie that everybody needs to watch. It's great. You can reflect on things in it. I don't want to give away too much of the movie, but I really do want everybody to see it. It's an amazing movie. It's fantastic. It's one of the best movies. I don't care what you think about Spike Lee, and I don't care if you want to avoid issues of racism and stuff like that. I think this is a movie that every human being on the planet should watch.
Fight the power!